Rar and stuff, everyone. I am Cassedrian, and today we're starting a new-ish game. As I said in the last stream, it's not exactly a new game. This is one from 2004. But before we get into that, I had posted a poll to the Clouder asking to pick a color. And I haven't even looked at the results yet. We're going to do that together. I'm going to just flip this over to display capture because, again, this game is old. So old, in fact, that Streamlabs can't capture it any other way. And so here we have our lovely poll. And the results are blue. Okay. So, let's get into this. Now, I'm actually going to be skipping the intro for this because it is extremely loud. So, this is The Eye of the Dragon. This was made by a little Russian company called Primal Soft, and they only made this and one other game. Prior to this, they made like educational software, and I don't know the name that they were working under back then. So, behold the lovely menu. You notice how nothing is labeled? It's artistic. You click this to start a new game. This is what you do to load. You can't, if you're already playing a game, this is the button that'll just get you back into it. Options menu. This is the tutorial, credits, exit. You know, obviously. And starting a new game. This is what I was asking about. Red, blue, and black. Let's just take a look at all three of them. Anoth, the fire breather. Anoth is a mighty fighting beast, strong and moderately agile. It does not favor using magic, but his natural abilities are more than adequate compensation. And over here we have... Come on. Thank you. Moro, the Necromancer. Moro's magic is a dark kind. He has powers over death and can bind a half-life to the most ferocious creatures over which he alone has control. He's rather slow, but regenerates rapidly. We will not be playing as either of them, because the Clouder has chosen blue. Baroth, the Magician. Baroth breathes liquid ice, which I guess is water, to freeze his enemies. He's the best user of magic, agile and fast, but not very well protected. While his natural abilities are quite moderate, his huge arsenal of spells makes up for it. Yep. BP, I'm just curious, did you vote black? Did you vote? And hello, Dank. So, the intro to the game also kind of spells out the backstory. However, the English version of this game has a very abridged one. Yes, BP, that is what the poll was. I made it as vague as possible. I guess I could have gone even more vague by just doing like the first letter of their name, A, B, and M, and nobody would have figured that out. But it doesn't matter. Nobody figured out the colors either. Nobody probably even knows this game exists, except you and me. So the intro to this, the English version is abridged, kind of leaves out some important-ish details. The original Russian version is much more robust, but the general idea is that humans came to this world where dragons already lived. Dragons kind of ignored them, but there were also monsters and, of course, the Lord of Darkness, Scarborough. Scarborough? I think it's Scarborough. Had a very similar idea for a poll. Well, good thing about it, Dank, is that you can still use the idea. Because if you're going with just like vague pick a color, no one will have any idea what you're referring to. So, dragons and humans teamed up. They beat up Scarborough and all of his evil demon minion guys. And then everybody lived happily ever after. And that's the end of that story. Until humans started being jerks. And they thought, oh, the dragons are going to be... They're out to get us now, I guess. Because they're just super powerful. And they're going to rule. So they started hunting down all the dragons. And the dragons are like, yeah, screw you all. We're leaving. And the last one to leave is like, oh, and prophecy says Scarborough's going to come back. Good luck fighting him without us. So Scarborough came back, and the humans did not have good luck fighting him without them. And so the final dragon to leave left one last egg. Sort of a, this is your last chance kind of thing. And that's us. We are a little baby Durg, and we're going to save the world. This is actually kind of like an RPG. And no, we don't need help. So you click to move. And also, I want to change the camera so that we can... Oh yeah. I need to scoot away from this guy first. Ow. Gotta slot our spell. And mouse sensitivity is way too dang high. So, right mouse. The interface is, like, extremely not explanatory at all. I need to get closer. That didn't do much. So, as I'm charging up my breath, this up here at the... I was waiting for you.
At last, our savior from the ancient prophecy and legends has come to fulfill the prophecy. You have arrived just in time. While this area is already occupied by the monsters of hell, they are not as vicious as the ones you are going to face later on. So it is still relatively safe here. Now is the time to practice your powers and polish your skills. Feel free to kill as many monsters and to destroy as many of their lairs as you can. Achieve the 4th experience level. I will then tell you what to do next.
Alright, so Wizard on the Magic Carpet guy says this area is kind of safe. Get to level 4, and then he'll tell us what to do. I'm gonna go back into the options, and here's the options menu. Guess what any of these do? The eyeball thing is for display options. The little, I guess, waves coming out of a circle thing are audio. One of these is controls. This is just like general gameplay options, difficulty, etc. And that's controls. Obviously. Okay, I had turned everything... Look at that, voice is at 100. I guess the voices aren't actually under voice. They must be under sound. So let's turn that up to 75. And hopefully that'll be good. Oh, to apply settings, you have to click this little red thing. Bonk. It's a very artistic, but not functional. It is not user-friendly in the slightest. And now we can click on this to resume game. So, hold Q to ascend, X to descend. These are my own keybinds. This over here is breath, and as I'm charging up, that meter fills but drains from the lighter orange one on the left. If the orange meter runs out, then your charge will be very, very slow. Like, agonizingly slow. And magic, boink. That little magic missile spell, it's all we've got, and it's not good. Monsters spawn out of these little layers, and each monster has their own lair. We'll be seeing a lot of different ones throughout the game. if we do this just right. Press spacebar to pause. I'm going to aim for this guy and hope that we can splash damage this. Boink. Got it. Did not kill him, though. Let's grab this little green thing. Bloop. And Wizard Guy's probably going to come in and tell us about it. Oh man, the zoom needs to chill out. I want it to zoom just a tiny bit, not all of the way. I'll be using spacebar to pause so that I can target spells a lot. Splat. I'm not surprised, Dank. Very, very few people ever heard of this game. It's one of those that you had to be in a dragon fandom to know it existed. And unfortunately, that did not do Primal Soft any favors. As I said back at the beginning, they only made 2 games. This and another one I think which was called Besieger. And I had no interest in Besieger. Oh yeah, we leveled up. New level. Let's see, what spells we get? Well, we can get freeze, or we can put points into stats. I'm going for freeze. And we're going to slot that over here. We have an insane number of resources for obscure games in our Discord. I like obscure games. Okay, dude's going to tell us about that green stone we found. Please be louder.
While pillaging our cities, some of the monsters have acquired a number of sacred crystals. They usually keep their treasures hidden in their lairs. Brought together, these crystals are a source of considerable power to you. If you collect a complete set, all that power can be harnessed and used in your struggles against the evil creatures you are yet to face.
Alright, he's still kind of quiet. I think we're going to just crank the sound all the way up to 100. For those who could not hear a word that guy just said, that green crystal that we found is one of a set. In fact, there's actually a lot of crystals of different colors. There's red, green, and blue. Each one does different things. And if you mouse over the bottom, you can see how many you have of each. In fact, let's pause. Green stones. Actually, it just repeats what the guy just said. While pillaging cities, some of the monsters have acquired a number of sacred crystals. They usually keep their treasures hidden in their lairs. Brought together, these crystals are a source of considerable power. If you can collect complete set, then you can harness that power. Collecting 5 green stones gives you another spell slot. Collecting 5 red stones, I think, changes depending on which character you're playing as. Or was it the blue ones that did that? Well, actually, now I don't even remember what the other ones do. I know one of them is different depending on which character you're using. It's like increasing a primary stat. Just... okay, fine. Magic missile at the darkness. Okay, there is screen scrolling, edge scrolling. Now, other bits of interface. On here at the left, you have buttons you can click for us going up and going down. It also tells you what you have currently bound to those. You have your life, you have stamina, and you have a hunger meter. If that hunger meter goes all the way down, then your health and stamina regeneration, or I think it's, no, just your health regen slows way down. And ice. And also magic missile. Went too far. Gotta go up and down. Early on, it's actually pretty easy to dodge enemy attacks. Okay, and we'll just magic missile to finish that guy off. Note that spells do have a sort of accuracy, and so they don't always go exactly where you aim. The closer you are, the better chance you're going to be to hit something. Freeze you. There are keyboard controls for flying around, but for some reason they don't work too well. And spider guy. I don't like those spiders because their attack is kind of a dot. Also, I don't like spiders. I have played through this entire game with all 3 dragons, so I was kind of okay with whatever the poll ended up with, but it's also been a very long time since I've played this. Even whenever it came out on Steam, I didn't play through it all the way. I got it, started it, got maybe about halfway through, and then got distracted with something else. Monster layers in a zone will respawn unless there is a city in the zone kind of securing it. And that little sound it just made, that's letting you know that your breath is charged. And up. And knock it off. Oh, there's another one. I'm gonna throw a magic missile at you. Yeah, that one missed. So, you see your spells recharging up there in the corner, and the rate at which they recharge is based on your mana inflow stat. The more spells that you have charging at any given time, the slower that they all charge, because your mana inflow is having to be split between them. That's something that I always thought was kind of cool about this. And now you're both frozen. And our breath meter is running very low. So you can see how it charges and then it slows to a crawl. And it's very slow to charge. And that's another level. Let's see. Cleansing. It's actually kind of a useful spell. It removes debuffs. But I'm really looking forward to this. Oh, I forgot. Baroth has the unique advantage of only having to pay 13 points instead of the full 25 I think you get whenever you level. So we can actually bump up some of his other stats. And I think we're going to power up... Ooh. Unfortunately, breath is expensive to raise. Maybe not that one. Well, fly speed. I know we are going to want a speed of over 100 at some point. It's important. I'm so used to using WADs to control in games, even though that's not how it works in this. It's a nice little day-night cycle. I don't think it actually does anything other than just we have a day-night cycle, isn't it lovely? Stamina used to be used for something. In the first demo for the game, you have several flight speeds. You have stop, you've got slow, and then you have fast. Flying at fast would drain your stamina, for some reason they changed that, and stamina's really only used for grabbing now. I don't know why they did that. Go ahead and hotkey that. We're not going to need it anytime soon, but it's there. Maybe if we get poisoned by the spiders. There's another green crystal. Bloop. Let's go deal with this guy down here. Okay, running out of breath again. That's gonna be a recurring thing with this guy. You, stop. So, whenever they're hiding in these trees like this guy over here is, you can actually hold the Z button to get a little target icon that you can click on instead. Because if I tried to click on him with just mouse cursor, I would actually target the trees. And I want to hit him. Bloop. It's so close to killing him. There. Only needed 3 more damage. I kind of wish the camera wasn't so sensitive. I guess I could turn down mouse sensitivity. I'm hoping that's an option. And freeze. Oh, there's another one over there. Alright, see you in a bit, BP. Blip. Ah, I keep pressing S to stop. I think that's what I had it bound to at one point long ago. And instead, S just brings up the stats screen. Alright, we got a blue gem this time. Let's grab that. And if you watch my stamina, the green bar, as soon as I grab it, stamina's gone. So I can't grab anything again until stamina recharges. I think I actually hit the ground next to him. Try that again. Alright. It's not aiming correctly there, so blap. Now he wanted us to get to level 4, and we're just about there. I usually try to clear this zone out anyways. Get all the XP I can before we move on. Pause and magic missile. That's gonna hit. So is that. You stop. Oh, that was not freeze, that was magic missile, and magic mist. Sucky thing about spells is that they do not get stronger as you level up, so we will eventually outgrow this crappy little spell. Boop. For now, it's the strongest thing we've got. Give it just a second, and bop. We are out of breath. Spells are charging. And a new layer has spawned. And you see it rising up over there. There we go. That's level 4. And we're going to try to grab this gem, but I think Magic Carpet Guy's going to interrupt us. Nope, we got it. Gonna be louder?
That is enough for now. I wish that there was more time for you to practice, but time is of the essence and we have none to spare. Use your map to travel to Golden Woods. Fly to our town there and meet the king.
And that little sound signifies a lot of different things. Could mean that new layers, could mean an invasion. In this case, it means that a new area is available. And so we press M to bring up the map. And here's the whole map. This is all of it. We're over here in Mediterano, and it wants us to go to here in the Golden Woods, but as I said, we're clearing this area out. I know he said that time's of the essence and all that, but XP. Give me that power arrow. Okay, get that to 100. And we're gonna just 1 point into firepower because that's all we can afford. And we're going to, I guess we'll take off cleanse, put on power arrow, swap these over. Power arrow, even though it's a spell that's, as I said, spells don't get stronger, it is one that we'll be using for pretty much most of the game. Ah. You freeze. And I'm gonna show you why. Hey, dude down there, power arrow. And he's gone. It is very accurate, very fast, and does good damage. Stupid little spider over there. Unfortunately, now that we have 3 spells that are charging it pretty much all the time, their charge rate is kind of slow. Just give that a second, and magic missile, arrow, and finish it with the breath. Or don't finish it with the breath, that's okay too. Now this thing down here, this whole section, you got this turns on and off your mini-map. This switches to the global map, which you can also reach with M. This will become later, important later. This quest log, I believe, and changes your camera mode, brings up the options, and this little slider bar can change the game speed. It's also where the pause button is that I just keep hitting spacebar. So if I feel like the game's moving, you know, kind of slowish, turn that up a bit, or a lot, all the way. And now we are hauling. And we'll use Magic Missile on you. I've never actually played at this speed, so probably be pausing a whole lot just to keep control of this. And later on, I might have to turn it back down, but we're going to leave it super fast for now. Ew, that was terrible damage. And gets the job done. And I believe this is the last of the layers here. Nope, because we would have received a message saying that there were no more. But we got a red crystal. You actually gonna tell me what these do? Red stones. No. It's the exact same message. Well, it's gonna be a surprise for all of us. Suck it. That one respawned. Okay. Yeah, these spiders are too dang small. Blap. Oh, there's another one over there. Magic Missile. And Mediterano area is now free of monsters. Made that same little clattering sound that it did whenever we opened up the next area. Blap. And now it's free of layers. So, this zone is 100% cleared. Unless an invasion happens.